I received a question. Alright, this is about the Shaolin Kung Fu. I'm just gonna answer the best that I can. I don't really, I don't really have much to say about it. But this is what the guy was asking. I was wondering your thoughts on the views on Shaolin martial arts today at the temple, China, Henan province, as it relates to how it's being taught today over there today. And number two, how it's portrayed. The main question is pre-World War II Shaolin versus post-World War II Shaolin. See, I don't know much about this stuff, and I don't want to just go on Wikipedia and do all this nonsense because it's just not really, it's still not getting enough information to really give like true feedback. Because I've never been to China, so if I've never been to China, there's no way I could have been in Shaolin. So all I know is the limited information that I've seen. Like a little bit about the Jet Li, a little bit about the Once Upon a Time in China 1, 2, and 3, and then some of these documentaries that I saw and Shaolin Kung Fu, and them practicing, and then some of these movies that have these monks practicing, and then just hearing about how some of these monks are doing. Some of them are doing the MMA stuff, the competition fighting stuff. So I really don't have much to say about it, aside from what I just generally think about the Shaolin Kung Fu. I mean, it's supposed to be like a meditation. Like they're monks and they're supposed to be in meditation. They're supposed to be like following Buddha's teachings. And the whole reason why there's the Shaolin, what they call Shaolin Kung Fu, is because one of the Zen monks, Bodhidharma, I think his name was, where he saw all these monks like basically like very low energy and not healthy, and he had to figure out a way to keep these people, these monks, healthy so they can meditate better. So he developed these training exercises, this training routine for them to follow, so then they could be stronger and healthier so they could meditate better, and that's pretty much what started the Shaolin Kung Fu. Now, as far as what I notice nowadays, I think a lot of it may seem like they have like a performance like team where they train these monks to just go around the world like performing, and I guess that's like generating income for the temple or something like that. But it seems like they may have a Shaolin monk team that goes around the world performing demonstrations to generate money. And what ends up happening is they start working on a lot of these things, these kung fu moves or these martial art moves or these fitness feats that basically get people to to want to pay to see that stuff. And then there's some of these monks that maybe end up renouncing the temple, and then they end up doing like the competition fighting. Now the people that do the competition fighting, they're not monks anymore. They've pretty much renounced the Shaolin temple, and then now they're doing their own thing. So they can't really claim monk anymore. They're their own. There is somebody that's just doing their own thing. It's like somebody that like you can't be like a monk and then be in pornography at the same time. No, I mean, like, if you're a monk, you're supposed to be celibate. You're supposed to be like the Dalai Lama, right? There's rules that you gotta follow, so you can't have sex, right? So if somebody's just like in a porn movie and he has his head shaved and he's wearing like orange robes and he's like banging a chick, doesn't mean that he's not a Shaolin monk anymore. He's just a person right now. He's just a person that's having sex in a porn movie that has his head shaved. So like that's how I view these so-called monks that enter in these competition fights. They're not monks. They're just people that they turned against the teachings of the temple, and now they're doing their own thing. Okay, so But as far as the Shaolin monks are concerned, it's like building a military in a way. You're just basically getting a bunch. As far as the conformity aspect of it, it's like getting everybody to be the same, and that puts a limit on artistic expression and like creativity. And then the rules imposed become like a moral code. But the problem is that truth cannot be like fixated in that manner. Like you can't just be like, oh, if you follow these rules, then you're a good person. No, it's like the truth is different, for different people. The way that I see it is the truth is just something where it's expressed in different ways, and there's no like set rules. So that becomes a problem with these monks, is they're just following rules of conformity. It's kind of like not too different than like these people, these Christian missionaries, or these people that claim themselves to be Catholics or Christians, and they think that they're better than other people because they know how to follow rules better. That's not how it works. So it's just like an ego being expressed in a different way. But anyway, I just don't really have much to say about it because I don't really pay attention and I don't really care to begin with. But generally speaking, they're supposed to be like expressing peace within the martial arts. They're supposed to be in meditation. If they're doing performances, it's not violent things. It's just them doing, demonstrations, and they're supposed to be promoting peace and compassion through the vehicle of martial arts. And anything outside of that, it becomes like turning against the temple, and now they're just doing their own thing. It's kind of like a Jackie Chan, like a Bruce Lee, like a Jet Li. They're pretty much like monks that decide to just do their own thing. So the temple in a way is just like building up a group of people to be in conformity, like how the military is built over here, or the police, how the police force is built here. It's not, I think it's overly dramatized, overly glamorized, but not all of them are going to be super talented. They're going to have like selected people within the temple that are part of some demonstration team that can do amazing things. But I believe that if you go to the temple and you see everything as a whole, a lot of these monks are not supernatural things that they do. It becomes just like the military. You go in the military, not everybody's in tip-top shape. There's going to be people out, a lot of average people. Same thing with the police field. A lot of average people, but they all got to wear the same uniform. Military, they got to wear all the same uniform. Law enforcement, they got to wear the same uniform. They all have rules that they got to follow. And same thing with the temple. There's rules that they got to follow. They all got to wear the same thing. They all got to shave their head. They all practice the same kung fu moves. There's a limit on. There's really a very huge limit on creativity and self-expression and all that. So that's the problem with it. But generally speaking, they're supposed to be promoting peace within the martial arts and compassion, and basically trying to be like living by Buddha's teachings. So the spirit, you should be able to get a part of like the spirit from there, like a little understanding of the spirit. They're not supposed to be competing and hurting each other or other people. If they are, then they're not really, in my eyes, they're not really Shaolin monks. They're just a person that's misrepresenting and doing their own thing. So that's the way that I see it.